Coming up on SBU-TV, we take a look at a local farmer's market, and an Olean native walks for the first time after being paralyzed. Hello and welcome to SBU-TV. I'm Ethan Kibbe.
And I'm Amelia Kibbe. After reporting on the new video board in the Riley Center last week, Nate Discavage takes a closer look at ongoing construction.
This could have been the Riley Center if a last-minute test hadn't shown that the roof needed extra reinforcement. St. Bonaventure University thought that the construction on its new video board was nearing completion until they realized that they would have to strengthen the roof in case of a heavy snowfall during the winter.
Scoreboard's already up, but that's okay because it hasn't snowed yet, so that's what we're working towards.
All students and staff walking by the Riley Center have been greeted with lead poisoning warning signs barring their entrance.
In order to do the welding that's required up there, they had to remove paint because it turns out, we had to sample it, but it turns out that there's lead-based paint on that steel. The paint removal is it's a stripper and wiped off kind of thing.
But is the university prepared to deal with the lead that can be dangerous when inhaled after being welded?
That's routine for us. We have lab waste, we have biohazard waste and mercury and that sort of thing, so it's in our process.
There was also concern of dust collecting outside of the doors surrounding the arena and whether dangerous toxins were getting into nearby hallways and classrooms.
We have several hundred sheets of plywood in there and people walking back and forth. I'm going to guess that the dust would be related to that. The process is really under control. I don't think there's any health hazard involved.
For SBU-TV, I'm Nate Discavage.
Winger said the construction should be finished a week from today.
A former Olean High School football star is turned into a local hero. Natalie Kutchko has more.
Here we go, Julio! Here we go, baby!
There is a simple task that most people take for granted without realizing. For instance, the steps you walk in a single day.
In September of 2006, Olean native Julio Fuentes played football for a school he loved, Alfred University. One game changed his life forever. After a frightening collision with a defender, Fuentes knew something terrible had happened.
In football, you practice, you get hit, you get knocked down. They always tell you to get back up, keep going. So something that's always been ingrained in me. Sort of like the day when I got hurt, I wanted to get up.
Upon arriving to a hospital in Rochester, New York, Fuentes learned that he suffered a serious spinal cord injury. He was paralyzed from the neck down. His doctor soon uttered the words, "You will never be able to walk again." Shortly after surgery, Fuentes could feel his toes moving. He realized that his prognosis was not completely accurate and there was a light at the end of the tunnel.
I relate it to like football practice, you know, like you have goals that you want to accomplish. You want to be undefeated throughout the season. You work hard to do that. So, like, I have a goal. I want to walk unassisted.
Fast forward to September of this year. 3 weeks ago, the season opener was held for the Saxons in Alfred, New York. Fuentes was there to do more than cheer on his brother Malik. He took steps of his own on the familiar field. Through his journey, Fuentes has turned to family as a major support system. His fiancée spoke about her experience with him.
From the day that I met him, I was inspired by him. So many people love Julio, and they are inspired by his story and his situations, and the more progress he made, I knew that other people would grasp the attention.
All in all, Fuentes has taken his challenge and uses it as motivation to help others.
I just want to help people that have gone through a similar situation that I've been in. Not to hang your hat and just stay positive. If I can give that to people, then I'll be more than glad to do it.
For SBU-TV, I'm Natalie Kutchko.
Fuentes attends rehab training in Olean several times each week. He continues to
people, then I'll be more than glad to do it.
For SBU-TV, I'm Natalie Kutchko.
Fuentes attends rehab training in Olean several times each week. He continues to support his brother by attending almost every Alfred football game.
While some professors may say learning is fun, Dr. Paul Beretta is turning words into actions.
Marketing professor Paul Beretta is spending a little more time in the classroom lately, as a student, not a professor. He inherited a digital camera from his father, who passed away a year and a half ago. He wanted to put the camera to good use.
So I asked Craig if I could sit in on the class, and he said yes, so I got very excited about it. And the opportunity to learn from Craig, someone of his talent, is great.
Craig Melvin teaches photojournalism at St. Bonaventure. He says Beretta is a model student when it comes to communication.
We'll email back and forth about concepts or photo ideas or how he thinks to shoot this. And I wish the other students would do that as often as he does.
Beretta says he's enjoying the class so far. Being a student lets his inner kid come out.
I forgot how much fun it was to be on the student side of it, and I know students might think that and say, really, it's fun? Yeah, it is. Enjoy it while you can.
Not only is Beretta having fun, Melvin says he's also pretty good at photography.
He's almost exceptional. He doesn't believe it how good he is.
Beretta says he likes photographing people the most, capturing their expressions. He thinks it relates to the creative side of marketing.
We study people, and people are individuals, and that means so much. And now seeing it from the other side, where you can capture somebody's expression to capture, it almost like you can interpret what they're thinking and what that moment means to them.
With SBU-TV, I'm Leanne Bunny.
Melvin says Beretta fits right into the class, and the students treat him like any other classmate.
There's a sweet new way to spend time in Olean. Naturally, I had to check it out.
Olean Mayor William Alio says the construction downtown was meant to increase business.
Construction crews are just about finished with work on the walkable Olean project. But as the road work winds down, new businesses are popping up here on Union Street.
One such business is My Old Time Bakery and Cafe, which opened earlier this month. Owner Ronnie Warner says the road work played a role in his decision to start a bakery.
Walkable Olean did have a lot to do with it, because I think once they do get it finished, you are going to see a lot more foot traffic downtown.
Warner says everything on the menu is homemade, and the fresh food, especially the cinnamon rolls, are already creating repeat customers, like Joey Enright, who brought her high school friends to the bakery after trying it herself.
I was here last week, and I just liked the atmosphere, and the food was good.
Other customers, like Jerry Lefebvre, find eating pastries to be a civic duty.
When a new business establishment opens up, I think we as citizens should support it.
Warner sees success in the future of both his business and the construction project.
It's going to take a year or so to, really see the full potential there, but I think it'll do well.
For SBU-TV, I'm Ethan Kippy.
The bakery is open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Some familiar Bonaventure faces are playing a huge role in one of the university's biggest projects. Chris Gilbert has the story.
Former Vice President of Finance Brenda McGee is in a new role here at St. Bonaventure University. She recently retired at the end of the year last year, but she's now on the board for the new University Ministries Building project, along with former President Sister Margaret Carney. Carney, who is currently not working on the project because of her melanoma cancer treatment. For McGee, who was in charge of the failed St. Bonaventure Square project, was unable to comment on the progress of the building and her new role at this time. But as of right now, the McGinley Family Ministry Center will be ready for the spring of 2017. For SBU-TV, I'm Chris Gilbert.
Chris will meet with McGee in the coming weeks to learn more about the new building.
It's the end of the growing season here in western New York, but Olean is working on a new farmer's market. Amelia has more.
To market, maybe. According to Olean Mayor William Alio, the city has taken its next step toward a potential $1.2 million farmer's market downtown.
There's a process you have to go through for the funding.
The city now waits for the New York vote later this year to learn the amount of funding granted.
Currently, the Olean area has 2 seasonal farmers markets, one here in the mall parking lot and the other on Constitution Avenue.
If funded, the new market will have vendors on both sides of Union Street, near Whitney Avenue in the mall parking lot. Additionally, it will expand to operate year-round, as part of the structures will be enclosed.
And it's good products. So we have our local farmers that bring their products in.
Farms such as Canseco Farms in nearby Allegheny. The mayor says the market will have more than vegetables, including other plants and crafts.
It's going to be a place for cultural.
The new market will have around 50 vendors. The mayor says if things go the way he hopes, it won't be long until this sign gets replaced with a brand new one. With SBU-TV, I'm Amelia Kibbe.
The mayor says it could take up to 5 years to fund and build the market.
Thursday was the first day of fall, so be sure to check out these places for some seasonal fun. The Ellicottville Fall Fest on October 8th, the Cuba Cheese Shop, Pumpkinville in Great Valley, and the Cummins Cider Mill in Portville for all your donut and cider needs. Those are enough activities to last until winter.
Have you ever left a restaurant wondering if you tipped enough? Wondered who to tip at a hotel or how much to tip at a gas station? Madeline Faircloth tells us more.
Restaurants, gas stations, babysitters, and football pools? American tipping has turned from complimenting a job well done to an expectation or simply part of the job. Full-service gas stations like these on the Seneca Nation Reservation don't always expect tips, but do appreciate them. Have extensive tipping guidelines turned an act of gratitude into a cultural obligation? Some students with service job experience give us their take.
Every now and again, a tip would have been nice, but I didn't feel like anyone owed me a tip. I feel like it's become an obligation in some jobs, like when you go out to eat, but I think the amount you should tip depends on like the service they provide you, not so much like an obligation.
I was completely shocked. I didn't expect it at all. And then the next year they increased what they gave me the year before. So I was thinking, oh, maybe they will give me a tip, but then they gave me more than what I expected.
No, I actually don't think I deserve a bonus. I mean, I'm a bartender like 1 day a week, so I think that my tips and my paycheck is good enough for my specific job.
But I think that a lot of times people tip kind of just the bare minimum because they feel like they're obligated to, but they don't really want to. And then I think that like beyond that, they'll tip like really, really well. Like if you did like an outstanding job. But I think usually people just kind of tip the bare minimum, which is unfortunate.
The consensus? Workers prefer being tipped for a job well done rather than out of a cultural obligation. For SBU-TV, I'm Madeline Faircloth.
For a detailed look at minimum tip amounts, who to tip, and more, visit www.getrichslowly.org.
Bonas and Beyond has brought 9 students from Haiti to St. Bonaventure to take classes and learn about American culture. Sammy Arena has the story.
After traveling over 1,500 miles, 9 Haitian students have arrived at St. Bonaventure University to take classes for 2 weeks. I sat down with Director Dr. Jim Mahar, as well as a few students, to ask them about their experience. Dr. Mahar founded this program after going to Haiti in 2010 to assist with the earthquake relief.
People down there are doing great work, but it is still incredibly poor, and at the time maybe a third of the homes were rebuilt. So you still had lots of problems. And it became very apparent that not we as Embodied Response, but we as the global charitable organizations, what do you want to call them, NGOs, was not working. It just was not getting to the places that it needed to get to. It was not making the impact that it should have. So we decided to do something else. And Lamar, who I think you probably have spoken with, actually came to us with the idea, okay, what if I brought people up to Bonaventure to study for a while? And I've told Lamar this. I said, sure, thinking that there was 0 chance of it happening. It was just like, yeah, of course, we can do that. And about maybe 2 months later, he goes, okay, I have people who want to come.
I have the opportunity to come. I heard that from Jim. Jim covers a lot of things for us, food, sleep, transportation that really helpful. That seems we can offer to come in this program.
The students are taking in as much of St. Bonaventure University as they can in the 2 weeks that they have. But the one thing that they won't take for granted is the opportunity to learn.
I can say, honestly, when I come to St. Bonaventure University, I can say IT want to make a lot of effort just to, we don't have even one university like this in Haiti. We have smaller, even a home building, we have all the faculty on it. I see St. Bonaventure University is one over there. Yeah, it's very good.
For SBU-TV, I'm Sammy Arena.
The Haitian students will be here for one more week, taking classes and experiencing life in Western New York.
Hey, we made it through a whole newscast without fighting. That's not bad for siblings.
First siblings to anchor SBU-TV together.
That's it for us here in the Coop Lab. Thanks for watching and have a great day.